Being in the country for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, even 50 years does not guarantee you are British. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and as usual I am Adora. Now if you're just coming across this channel for the very first time, thank you very much for stopping by, and hopefully before the end of this video you will have a reason to subscribe. Now if you live here in the UK and you're very conversant with the immigration rules and immigration stuff and all of that, this story I'm about to tell you will not sound so new to you. Now, there is this thing a lot of migrants, especially migrants of African descent, do here in the UK, which is not very advisable for anyone who intends to stay in any foreign country permanently, like on a long term. I have actually noticed that a lot of people, when they move to a new country, like when they relocate from their home country to a new country, they just get so relaxed. As long as they have something doing, as long as they have one or two jobs, they have some money coming in, they just believe they're fine and they're not in a hurry to do the needful. Now, if you move to any new country, if you intend to stay there in the long run, it is very, very important for you to see that you fix your residency as soon as possible. I mean, it's important to make sure that you have a legal stay, a legal right to remain in the country where you have found yourself. Especially here in the UK, I've noticed this thing quite a lot. A lot of people come into the country, maybe they come in with the visitor's visa and it runs out, or they come in with the student's visa and they are done with school, and definitely maybe they can't get a job on time, and before they know what's happening, they're kind of overstaying their visa and they have no legal grounds to be in the country anymore, issues like that. In most cases, when these people run into certain situations, instead of them to look for every legal means available to rectify their situation or to make themselves legal in the system, to make themselves, have the right to remain in the country, to have the right documentations to stay in the country, a lot of them just believe as long as they have one or two jobs by the side, or maybe they're just able to do one or two businesses by the side, they can fend for themselves, they can take care of themselves financially, send money home, do one or two things. They just believe they're fine. At that point, you hear most of them say things like, money is the most important. For me now, it's just about making money. I don't care about paper. I don't care about this. But I'm sorry to tell you that the most important thing you should care about is your document. Is that paper. Those papers you are thinking is not important. It's not important because you have money. Those papers you are thinking should be an option B plan, or should maybe you think you will. Let me just make money right now. Later, I will revisit the document issue. Later, I will revisit the paper matter. It will surprise you to know that things change every day. The rules and regulations change. The law can change at any point. And what if it changes when you are stranded? But a lot of people, I have seen a lot of people, I have noticed a lot of people are usually very, very, very much focused on making money. They're usually focused on doing things that will fetch them the finance. And in most cases, when some of them have even made this money, you now begin to think, okay, while he has made this money, or while she has made this money, maybe the next thing the person intends to do is to get a lawyer and look for how to regularize their stay. But no, they get carried away with the money-making thing, that they believe that is where it ends. It doesn't matter. Let me just be making this money. As far as I'm surviving, as far as I can feed, I can pay my bills, as far as I can send money home, it doesn't really matter. I can just do one or two things that will fetch me money. They forget in a hurry that the years can run very fast, and before you know it, you're caught up in the system. Now, this is the story of two men who are also in the same age bracket, spent a whole lot of time in the UK. And at the end of the day, the UK is now asking them to leave. The UK is now asking them to go back to their countries. Why? One would think that, wow, these people have spent quite a number of years in the UK. They've spent such a long period of time. Both of them so far have spent nothing less than 10 years each. And now for the UK to come and ask them to go back home, what exactly is the matter? What is the problem? Were they not able to get their papers in the whole of these years they have spent? Were they not granted their citizenship in the whole of these years they have spent? What led to this? Now, a lot of people are in this situation today because they felt so relaxed. There are people that have been in this country for 20 years and above. And when they tell you they don't have their documents, they don't have a leave to remain, they don't have a legal right to be in the country, you just ask yourself, how did you manage to do this? What happened? What led to this? How? Now, apart from the fact that some people could be in an immigration limbo for so many years, for application upon application upon application, at least let's give it to those ones. Those are the ones that have made efforts to do something, and maybe perhaps the application keeps getting refused or rejected and they keep appealing or doing something about it. That's fine. But I'm talking about the category of people that do not really care. They just feel like, well, I've been here for donkey years, so the government should just recognize me as an old citizen here or as an old member of the community, and they will just grant me my wish. No, they won't just grant you your wish if you do not ask for that wish. They won't just grant you your heart desire if you do nothing about it. Being in the country for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, even 50 years does not guarantee you are British. It doesn't guarantee you are a citizen. It doesn't give you the legal right to remain in the country unless you start the process of applying for that particular thing you want. Unless you start the process of that British citizenship that you think you have. Now, it will amaze you to know that these two people involved in this story now have a similar story. They have a similar issue at hand. They've been here for years. Then they now automatically think, oh, because they've been here for years, they've settled, they've had businesses. One of them has actually had a mortgage. One would think that, well, with all this, then why has he not been able to get it? The question is, did he apply for it and he wasn't granted? Or he just assumed because he has spent quite a number of years in the country, then automatically he should be recognized? Yeah, but that is exactly what happens. A lot of people are so relaxed. They just feel that, well, I'm already in the country. It doesn't matter. At least I have one or two things I can do to give me money. I can put food on my table. I can get some money. I can send money back home to my country, to my family. That is it. It ends there. But they forget that as time goes on, interest changes. Some people come into the country thinking, okay, I just give myself roughly 5-6 years. I'm done. I'm going back home. But it will surprise them to know that after 5-6 years, interests could change. They might not want to go back home anymore. They might just feel like, well, let me just remain here. I think I have made a home for myself here. I have built a community for myself here. I've made friends. So what's the point going back to a country where I probably might have lost so much or lost friends or my family and all of that? Nobody there again for me, no business, no investment, and they decide to remain. And at the point they decide to remain, instead of them to put their acts together and apply for what will keep them here legally with peace of mind, they won't. They just think they're making money, and that's where it ends. So my advice is that if you're in any country and you intend to be there in the long run, you intend to run a family, have a business and all of that, the most important thing you should do when you step into that country is to start seeking legal ways to regularize your stay. Seeking legal ways to make yourself permanent. Look for means legally possible to make sure that you have the right documents. There's nothing as important as that. You will have your peace of mind. You get recognized in the society. You are in the system of the government. They know you are there. If there are any benefits or if there are any appreciations needed to be handed out to people, to the legal citizens of the society, you will as well be given, instead of hiding around, running from pillar to post when you should do the needful. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.